Dear friends, welcome to Quest for Knowledge. In this session, we are going to solve some of the questions asked in various competitive exams like UGC NET, KVS, APS, CDS, and many more. So, watch this video till the end. Now, let's begin. Let's solve this question. The question is the numbers are in the ratio 2 raised to 5. If 16 is added to both the numbers, their ratio becomes 1 raised to 2. The numbers are. Here options are given. So we will check the condition that is given in the question with each option. So first option is 16, 40. Ratio of 16 and 40 is 2 raised to 5. And when we add 16 to both the numbers, that is 32 and 56, ratio becomes 4 is to 7, right? But according to question, it should be 1 raised to 2. So this is wrong. Let's check with another option. Ratio of 20 and 50 is 2 raised to 5. When we add 16 to both the numbers, ratio becomes 6 raised to 11, right? Again, this is wrong. With third option, ratio 28 upon 70 is 2 raised to 5, and when we add 16 to both the numbers, it becomes 22 raised to 43, right? So again, this is wrong. We left with one option, so this will be your right answer, and you can check. 3280 ratio is 2 raised to 5, and when we add 16 to both the numbers, ratio becomes 1 raised to 2, right? So correct option is 3280, right? So this type of questions we can solve like this. From the questions we can check condition with each option, and when both condition met, that option will be correct, right? We can solve same question like this also. We can assume numbers are 2k and 5k because ratio is given 2 raised to 5, and after adding 16, numbers are 2k plus 16 and 5k plus 16. After adding 16, ratio becomes 1 is to 2, right? So when we cross multiply, value of k is 16, so numbers are twice of 16 32, and 5 times of 16 is 80. So right option is 32 and 80. So in this way also you can get the right answer. Now let's solve another question. So the question is the mean of the ages of father and his son is 27 years. After 18 years, father will be twice as old as his son. Their present ages are. Let's check the condition with each option. First option is 42 and 12. So let's find out the mean of 42 and 12, and it is 27. When we add 18 to 42, it becomes 60, and after adding 18 to 12, it becomes 30. So it is clearly visible that 60 is twice of 30. So second condition met with this option. So 42 and 12, this is the right option. With other options, conditions are false. So first answer will be correct. No need to check other options, and in this way you can get the answer easily without wasting much time, right? Another way of solving the question is, let's assume age of father and son be x and y, and it is given mean is 27. So x plus y divided by 2 is 27. X plus y will be 54. This is equation 1. After 18 years, father age will be x plus 18 and son's age will be y plus 18. Now according to question, it is given after 18 years, father will be twice as old as his son. So x plus 18 will be twice of y plus 18. After solving this, we get second equation, that is x minus 2y equals to 18. Now after solving equation 1 and equation 2, we get x equals to 42 and y equals to 12. So right answer is 42 and 12. Now let's solve another question. So question is, a man is 4 years older than his wife. The wife is 3 times as old as their daughter. The present age of daughter is 10 years. How old was the man when his daughter was born, right? And options are given. So in this question, present age of daughter is given, that is 10 years. And wife is 3 times as old as their daughter. So we can find the age of wife, that will be 3 times of daughter age. So age of wife will be 30 years, and it is given a man is 4 years older than his wife. So man's age will be wife age plus 4, that is 34 years. Now it is asked that how old was the man when his daughter was born. So present age of man is 34 years, daughter age is 10 years. So man age when his daughter was born will be his present age minus 10, and that is 24 years. So right answer will be 24 years, right? Now the question is, a group of 210 students appeared in some test. The mean of 1/3 of students is found to be 60. The mean of remaining students is found to be 78. The mean of whole group will be, and options are given. So first calculate 1/3 of 210 students, and that will be 70, and it is given mean of 1/3 of a student is 60. So we can calculate sum of 70 student by multiplying 60 into 70, that is 4200. So this is sum of 70 students. Now when we subtract 70 from 210, we left with 140 students, and it is given mean of remaining students is 78. So we can calculate sum of 140 students, that is 140 into 78, and it is 10,920. So now we know the sum of 70 students and sum of 140 students. Now mean of whole group will be sum of all students divided by 210, and from 1 and 2 we can calculate the sum of all students by adding 4200 and 10,920. So after adding these two numbers, sum of all students will be 1500 120. Now we can calculate the mean after dividing 1500 120 by 210, and that is 72. So right answer is option 1, that is 72. Now the question is, A is thrice as good a workman as B and takes 10 days less to do a piece of work than B takes. The number of days taken by B alone to finish the work is, and we have options 12, 15, 20 and 30. So in this question it is given A is thrice as good as B. Ratio of time will be 1:3, because time taken by A and B will be reciprocal to their efficiency. A is thrice efficient as B, so ratio of time will be 1:3, right? So based on this ratio we can say that A takes x days and while B takes 3x days. Now difference of 3x and x will be 10, because it is given that A takes 10 days less. So 2x will be 10. Now x will be 5. So number of days taken by B alone to finish the work is 3 into 5, and that is 15. So right answer will be 15, that is option 2. So this time and work type of questions we have discussed in separate video. You can find the link given in the description box. Now let's solve another question. So it is given that a survey of 50 cars was conducted for options of AC, radio and power windows. The following information was found: 30 cars with AC, 4 cars with AC and power windows but no radio. So we have given these informations, and we need to calculate what is the number of cars that had none of the options. This type of question we can solve using Venn diagram, and we have discussed Venn diagram in detail in separate video. You can find the link given in the description box. Now let's draw Venn diagram for this problem. So here we have 3 options: AC, radio and power window, and we have given the information. Based on these information, Venn diagram will be like this. So here you can see, so start filling from G. So this information says 6 cars with all the 3 options. So let's fill this box with 6. After filling this area, we can fill other areas also based on these given information. So here 9 is number of cars with power windows option only, 8 cars with AC option only, 2 cars having radio option only, right? And 1 having power windows and radio option, 4 car with power windows and AC, 12 cars with AC and radio, right? So after filling this Venn diagram, now we know number of cars having options, any of the options, and that is 42. So after adding these numbers, we have total cars with options 42. Now we left with 50 minus 42, that is 8. So we have 8 cars without any options. So this is the right answer, that is 8. We have discussed Venn diagram in separate video. You can find the link given in the description box to get the basic idea of Venn diagram. Next question is, in a software development company, 30% workers are BTech degree holder, 25% are MBAs, and 20% hold both these degrees. If 325 workers are without any professional degree, how many workers are there in the company in all? So let's solve this question using Venn diagram. So according to given information, we have 20% employees having both degrees. So 20% with BTech and MBA's degree. So when we subtract 20 from 30, we left with 10%. So 10% employees with BTech degrees only. And after subtracting 20 from 25, we left with 5%. So 5% are with MBA degree only. So after adding 10, 20 and 5, we have 35%. So 35% employees hold degree. So when we subtract 35 from 100%, we left with 65%. So 65% employees are without any degree, and it is given that 325 workers are without any professional degree. So that means 65% is equals to 325. That means 100% will be 325 divided by 65 multiply 100, and it is 500. So total workers are 500. So that's all in today's video. If you have any doubt, any query, you can write me in the comment box. You can also share your suggestions to me. Thank you so much for watching this video. For more videos, you can subscribe this channel. Thank you so much.